Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Elliot Lefebvre. I am the author of the Moglog on Massively, and today I am going to be your host for this unboxing video of Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn's Collector's Edition. This Collector's Edition was a complimentary little thing from Square-Enix for the purposes of this video, so I'm going to be walking you through what I discover inside the box, as I discover it myself. But before I do that, I also have the original Collector's Edition of the game, back from when it originally launched about 3 years ago, so I thought first it would be educational to take a look at what that original Collector's Edition looked like. This is the original Collector's Edition of Final Fantasy XIV back when the game originally launched. As you can see, it's still got a lovely piece of box art by Amano, but the back of it, for starters, is fairly lackluster. It's just the title artwork in a slightly larger size against the Roman numeral 14. Now, in order to get it out of the box, what you have to do is first get the slipcover off here, which also has the side effect of making it not like to show up very nicely on camera, but anyway. So then let's open this actual box up. Well, as you can see here, you've got your game disc. This is where the security token would go, but I'm still using it, and I don't really feel like taking it down just to put it back in the box for authenticity's sake. I'm sure you'll all forgive me. And then this is the only other real physical bonus that you get in there, which is a little journal that contains, if you look very closely, you can see that there's some concept art in the lower left-hand and right-hand corner here and there. It's very faint. Now, it's a nice little leather-bound book, but at the same time, it's not really a huge bonus for buying the game early. The big draw of the original Collector's Edition was that that was the only way to get an early access to the game. So it also had the security token as well, but at the same time, it wasn't really a huge upgrade from the standard edition. Now, let's start taking a look at the new one and see if it's a better Collector's Edition and the stuff that it contains. So, here is the new Collector's Edition once again. Once again, we got a slipcover on here, I can tell that. Let me just set the camera down for a moment so I can pull that off. Underneath, you can see that the same cover art is replicated without any of the additional software warnings or title or anything. It's very nice. If you look closely, you can see all of the launch jobs represented in here, right down toward the bottom. As well as our dear friend Bahamut. And this part is actually just a normal box. So let's take a look at what's here. Well, right off the bat, we've got the art book. So let's take a look at the art book, shall we? It's not a thick book. As you can see, it's got a nice collection of stills from the game, some of the lore, some lovely concept art, including art that we haven't actually seen on a regular basis before now. You can see concept art for lances and similar designs. Concept art for the Disciples of the Hand. I am going to assume that the Disciples of the Land are in there, but I haven't actually seen them. Job art. Some of the location concept art. I did not intentionally open up on the Alamigo page, but I'm happy to see it in here, as that hints that we may be seeing that sooner than expected in the actual game. Let's take a look at what is inside the box other than the art book. If you hear it jingling, that is a cat. That does not come with the Collector's Edition. That is my cat. I own that. You can't have it. So as you can see, you get a new security token, complete with a new A Realm Reborn tag on it, and a new version of the title artwork. And then there is the game itself, the actual box that contains the game. As you can see, therein you have the usual assortment of codes and such for entering on the website. And then what's this? There's the game disc right down here. But there is also another disc right here. Let me orient that right side up. The Waning of the Sixth Sun, which, if I am not mistaken, is a recount of the cinematic and storyline that led up to the end of the previous version and the current incarnation of the game. Next, here are a pack of some art cards for the game. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe these are the same cards that were also handed out at PAX East. I'm just going to very gently crack the seal here and take a look. And I am incorrect in that regard, because apparently these are more shots from the End of an Era trailer, as well as the much-seen shot of Magitech armor in the employ of the Garlean Empire. So they're very nice cards, printed on thick, reasonable stock. If you look to the left, you will see that the cat has decided he wishes to be included in this video, and he is fascinated by what he finds there. The cat, as I mentioned, is not included in the collector's edition, although if you want to play a male Makote, I'm not going to stop you. The last bit included in here is a soundtrack. And as in the grand history of soundtracks everywhere, it is nicely impossible to open, but it does contain a small selection of the sounds from the game, which, if you have not played the game at this point, you can just be assured that it does have lovely music. The cat, however, is far more interested in how it smells. So that is the new Final Fantasy XIV Collector's Edition, not showing off all of the various things that you do get in-game if you've purchased it, which are showed off down here. A hat, a pet, a mount, and some armor for your chocobo, all of which is very nice. So, compared to the original version, which, if you've forgotten, looked like this, I think even though the box is a little bit smaller on this version, the new version contains a lot more of what you would expect from a collector's version. The art book is very nice. The art cards are kind of a mixed thing. I don't really feel one way or the other about them. The soundtrack I very much like, because I tend to be a big fan of game soundtracks in general. Not as big as Justin, but still a fan. The security token, of course, is very nice to help secure your account. And the idea of having a little recap of what happened in the first version of the game, even if you did play it and just happened to have forgotten some of the elements of it, it's a nice addition. The cat, unfortunately, as I mentioned, does not come with it. But, so if you are looking forward to picking up your collector's edition, then good news, you've got something wonderful to look forward to. If you haven't gotten one, it's been sold out most places, but you may be able to find one. It's worth the asking price, I would say, if you are into collector's editions. If all you want is the game, though, there's nothing in here so earth-shattering that you absolutely have to get the collector's edition over the regular edition. But me, I'm happy that I got a chance to look at what's inside. Thank you very much.